What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Taking a Risk with George. On today's episode, I'm getting this garden started. First, I got to get rid of those weeds, but stay tuned to see how it turns out. You don't see one of them flying over here every day. All right, so first step is to get rid of these weeds that are growing in here. I went through and took out all the toys that the kids left in there. And then this is actually a raspberry plant that I planted last year. And from what I was told, is that the raspberries don't produce any fruit until the following year. So I'm very hopeful. It's very, very big this year already. And I already trimmed it down. You can see I trimmed it there. I trimmed it here. So we'll see if I can get it to actually bear fruit this year. All right, so first step was to rake it all up. I wanted to get it nice and clean looking. What I'm actually gonna do is refill this. I bought more dirt to fill it up. I got a lot of advice from the viewers over the years to fill this all the way up. This box is 8x4 and it's about 2 feet high, maybe. So they were saying to at least fill it up to the second to last 8-foot log there, which I will be doing. So first things first, finish raking it up. I'm gonna try and transplant that, at least move it up. If not, the little bottom half's gonna get buried, which I think will be all right. All right, so I got the first bit of soil added into there. There's a lot of soil, and what ended up happening was, while tilling it, I ended up scraping some of the roots of the raspberry plant. So what I ended up doing was safely taking it out of there, and I'm gonna replant it afterwards. So getting a good start so far. I'm gonna add all the bags that I bought. I'm gonna add my food to this layer as well, and then it's gonna get buried. And then underneath this is rocks, so for drainage and stuff like that. This is just like a shell. Underneath it is ground. On top of the ground is rocks that I put for drainage, and then there's soil. And I'm gonna put the food, then more soil. So hopefully I'll have a good bed this year with a lot of room for the roots to grow down. I think what ended up happening over the last few years was the roots would get to the rocks and then really have nowhere to go. So it's pretty shallow, or it was, as you can see, only about a foot. So hopefully with 2 foot, 2.5 foot room of growing, those roots will be nice and strong. Let's get to it. All right, so this is what I went and got from the store. Got 2 of the Miracle-Gro Performance Organics, 2 big bags, and then about 8 of these smaller bags just for filler. I also did buy pre-planted pots this year, or pre-planted plants this year, because I think I'm a little behind on the game. So I got myself some rosemary, some big boy tomatoes, which I'm excited for, some Italian oregano. These are going to go in the pots that I have. The rosemary and the oregano are going to go in pots. And then I've also got some mint. I'm excited for that. Over here I've got some Parks Whoppers improved, some more big tomatoes. And then in this just stays in this, a potted plant of strawberries, and I'm gonna give this a go. I had the lady at the store ask me if I've ever grown these before, and I told her no. I tried to grow strawberries one year and they ended up failing, so we'll see how this goes. Then I did buy some pick a bushel hybrid cucumbers. This is the only thing I bought that's seeded, so we'll see. It only takes 50 days to harvest. Depth of 1 inch, 3 to 4 per group, and container friendly, so not bad. Full sun, which we're gonna have plenty of it. So what I have to do first is actually put this together. This is a dolly type, so I gotta move all this to the backyard, so let's get that done. All right, the cart is put together. All the wheels are on. The only thing I noticed, I did get off this pallet. 1 screw is missing, so not bad. Gotta love that pallet life. Let's get these loaded up. All right, I got all 10 of those bags in there, and as you can see, I didn't quite make my mark. And like always, I buy less dirt than I should. I keep telling myself just buy more and more, and I can store it if I need it, or I could just use it somewhere else. But that's where we're at right now. Got it all raked and nice. I'm gonna do some more nice lines, and then we're gonna start digging and planting. All right, so this is what I got so far. So I've got the raspberries back in place. I've got these big boy tomatoes, which I'm super excited for. I've got the Parks Whopper improved. Super excited for those as well. Got the strawberries hanging up. I put this big 4-inch screw in here that should hold it. Hopefully there's no wind that comes through and just knocks that down. I've also got, I should have put more dirt in these, but I think they'll be okay. So that's the other part of the raspberry I've got my rosemary in this one, and my Italian oregano, or Italian, and I've got the mint in here, which I will be transporting this to a different container eventually. I do not want to keep it in there. I might actually put it in the ground depending on how it grows, so we'll see. Next up is these cucumbers, which are going to go right in this beautiful empty spot right there. Now I just got to check how far apart they should be. So it says thin 3 to 4 groups, so sow in average well-drained soil in full sun in spring after danger of frost, which I think we're good. So 4 to 6 seeds about 3 inches apart. So that's all I wanted to know. Let's get to it. Alright, so you really can't tell, but I did put the cucumbers in there, I promise. I put all of them. There's a pile right there, a pile right there, a pile right there, a pile right there, and then a nice little sow up the middle of just single seeds. Each of those piles has about 3 to 4, and then of course the tomatoes and the raspberries and the strawberries. I'm excited. So stay tuned to find out how they grow. Alright, here's a look at day 1 after planting. It has been almost 24 hours since I completed the garden, and little to no change. What are you guys doing? What's happening here? Did I not feed you or water you enough? You're looking great. You don't change. You do what you're doing. How about y'all? Y'all taking to this these little pots? Hey, where'd your... Oh yeah, you never had one. Never had a name tag. You're looking great, Rosemary. Such a pretty girl. The Italian oregano, looking beautiful. How about my mint? Pot's a little dirty, but that's all right. Menthe? Menthe? I didn't notice that. I think you'll be all right. And about 24 hours later, and still no strawberries. Seriously? How am I ever supposed to survive? Alright, I'm back at it again. It's day like 8, I think. And the tomato plants have definitely sprouted up a little bit. I'm thinking they gained maybe about 2 centimeters in height. I can see that the bottom leaves are starting to curl up a little bit, which I'm not super duper concerned about. So once that stalk grows up, that won't be an issue anymore. Let's check out the strawberries. Strawberries were looking good on this side, but I did notice that this back side, I might have to prune this one over here. He's not looking too hot. But we'll see. I'll give it a week or so to see what happens. I don't want it to stay too long. Remember folks, I don't have too much experience with this, but I do not want to cause any type of disease to this plant. And leaving it there, I don't know if that could cause disease or not, but I don't want to take that risk. That's not the type of risks I like to take. So there you go. There is the raspberry, which is still growing wild. I'm going to try and get it to grow up the fence. And then here's the second raspberry plant, the littler one. It doesn't look like it's doing too well. I haven't been here to check on them, and I don't know, this wasn't a second plant. That's not what this was. This was like a second growth off of the original, which was that one. So I don't know if it actually took root, but once again, I'm going to give it a few more days to see. I don't like that the top leaves are curling. That's usually, to me, that's a sign that this is not going to be a healthy plant, or it might not take, which that would be extremely sad. But I really didn't have hope for that one to begin with. I had a lot of hope for this one, and I'm so glad that it's still growing, because that means that I re-rooted it properly. Let's check out the rosemary, which honestly, it looks healthy, but I don't feel like it's grown much, but I don't remember. I'll know in editing if it did. The oregano, on the other hand, sprouted. That is beautiful. Those plants looking real nice. And the mint, I noticed, sprouted a little baby mint right there, right next to it. And the mint is looking good. It looks like it's spread sideways, which I'm pretty sure that's what mint does. I'm expecting it to kind of take over this entire pot, which would be pretty cool. I do plan on eventually transporting the mint somewhere else in my yard. I would like this to grow wild throughout my yard, because I do love the smell of mint. I know it wards off some bugs and stuff like that, so that'll be a good, nice little feature, nice little additional feature there. And then it'll be cool to have it come back year after year. That's actually something that I grew up with. My dad actually used to grow mint in our yard, which was absolutely wonderful. We used to go out there and we'd pick it, and my dad would use it for his tea, or my mom would use it for her tea. So that's something else that I'm looking forward to as that progresses and gets a little bit bigger. So keep staying tuned, and we'll see what else I can pull out of this. I definitely forgot to point out that there is no sprouts yet on the cucumbers, not a single one. All this like little green stuff that you're seeing in there, those are not sprouts, those are just leaves or something else that just blew in here while I was gone. Oh, there's a little sprout of something, but that's definitely not a cucumber, I don't believe. So no cucumbers just yet. That's dirt or debris, that doesn't belong in there. Let's get that out of there. So, oh, there's some more debris. What you guys doing in my garden? You don't belong here. I don't like your kind here. Actually, I should have put down plastic. That would have been smart. All right, what an exceptionally beautiful day. It has officially been 2 weeks since I planted the tomatoes, the cucumbers, which still have not sprouted. I am honestly surprised. It's about 9 in the morning. Today is technically Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. This video is probably not going to come out for a while, but still happy Mother's Day, you know. Look how lush and full the raspberries are coming. I do want them to grow up the fence there. Tomatoes are about double in size from when I got them, which is absolutely awesome. Let's take a peek at the strawberries. Oh my goodness, we have strawberries! Oh wow! Oh my goodness, we have strawberries coming in already. Look at that beautiful flower. Got 1 strawberry, 2 strawberry, 3 strawberry. I think I'm actually gonna prune here these the leaves that are looking a little brown, but absolutely incredible. We officially have strawberries 2 weeks after buying the strawberry plant there, so that's awesome. No signs of tomatoes, I don't think. It'll be a while before there's tomatoes, but definitely some good growth on those, some good growth on the other ones. So there's the Parks Whopper improved, and the big boys, they're getting big. My boys are definitely getting big. And once again, not a single sprout. I should have a group here, a group there, a line down the middle, a group here, and then another group somewhere over there. So nothing on the cucumbers. The raspberries, let's take another quick peek. I think I'm gonna have to prune some of the dead and dying leaves, but they're looking good. The secondary raspberry plant, I don't know. It's still looking okay. I don't know. I think it's okay. Rosemary, she's still looking about the same. Maybe she's gotten a little bit bigger. The oregano for sure has gotten bigger. Look at that. That is absolutely wonderful. And the mint, how are you doing, Minty? The mint is still looking about the same, which I think I'm gonna have to clean some of this stuff out, which is just gonna take up space if those do decide to sprout, and I don't want that for sure. But all in all, looking great so far, especially the tomatoes. All right, it's been about 3.5 weeks, and my goodness, those tomatoes are looking huge. We've got a decent blossom right there with the cucumber. There's a second one growing in the back and a bunch of little weeds. There's another cucumber right there. All right, so it looks like, oh, and there's another one right here. There we go. We got some cucumber sprouts. And the raspberries, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's been growing too much. Definitely filling itself up, but I don't think it's been actually expanding. Let's see. I was hoping to see more cucumbers. I'm excited by how many cucumbers are out so far. Let's check out the herbs. Oh no, I don't think this one's getting any bigger. Oh, it looks like it actually, I don't know. These leaves look really good, but overall it doesn't look like it's getting much bigger either. The rosemary is looking exceptionally well. Very excited about how the rosemary is doing. The oregano is doing extremely well. This thing has probably tripled in size since growing it. And like I said, it's only been about 3.5 weeks. The mint has spread wide, and I love it. I wish you guys could smell how wonderful it is. Let's go check on the strawberries. Getting very large. What is this? Growing out really weird. The 2 little strawberries doing very well, growing pretty big. I think there's going to be some more growing in here somewhere. The big one I had to get rid of. It was starting to rot pretty much. I don't know what was going on with that one, but look at that. We've got some flowers right there and another flower right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This thing has probably doubled in size as well, if not just a little bit more than doubled. Uh-oh, I see a little spider in there. He's okay though. Hopefully helping to keep the nastier bugs out of there. So far so good. Let's check on it again in a few days. All right, check it out. I harvested some of the oregano, and I found out the best way to I guess use it is to hang it up and dry it. And I'm hanging it from this dish rack that somebody got me. Thank you so much, whoever did that. There was no note, unfortunately. And check out the one little strawberry that I was able to harvest. I've grown about 6 strawberries, and each one of them has been eaten or stolen by either a squirrel or a bird. So this is what I was able to finally harvest. And let's go check on the garden. Check out the raspberry plant. This thing is getting huge, and look, I'm pretty sure those are raspberries. Of course, we've got a nice little orb weaver sitting in there, and look at how beautiful and big this part is getting. That part, unfortunately, I don't think it's doing much except for dying. Oh, and I damaged that web, but it's okay. He'll build another one. He's keeping my garden pest-free, kinda. And I'm still not sure if these are cucumbers or cantaloupes. I can't remember what I planted right there. And same with those ones. I'm pretty sure those are cantaloupes. These I'm pretty sure are cucumbers. And then look at the one big cucumber plant. And he's hiding his two little brothers or sisters. There's one there and one there. And then of course the giant tomato plants. Look at how big these bad boys are getting. Holy moly, it's like a forest. And that one tomato down there is still getting so big. But look at the other plant. There is literally tomatoes everywhere. There we go. There's a better look right there. There's another cluster right there. There's a little one right there. And of course I have to show you, I think I saw one earlier today. Here we go. Look at that little guy growing right there. Look at how tiny. So cute. And this plant is just popping out a bunch of tomatoes. I am so excited. Those should be ready hopefully in a few weeks. Here's some more. Look at how little that one is. Still has the flower attached to it. Well, I was gonna say not anymore, but I didn't knock it off just yet. So the tomatoes are doing quite well. This one I didn't bulk up and give a place to grow. This one has a chain around it, or a little fence that's helping to keep it straight. So you can see this one's more flat and wide, and that one's growing straight up, which is great. And this sad little strawberry plant, unfortunately I don't think it's going to make it much longer. Looks like there's another strawberry coming in right there, but I don't know how much longer I'll be able to keep this alive. Alright, so it's been about 3 months since I started this video. I started like sometime in the back of middle of May, and now it's middle of September, so about 3-4 months actually. And my garden, oh man, just so many bad things happened one after another. My tomatoes were ravaged by squirrels and other types of diseases. The cucumbers just didn't come in right. But let's take a look and see what I still do have. It's getting cold over here, so this is about the end of the gardening season. So let's take a look at what is actually left of my garden. It was so sad this year. I failed terribly, and I feel horrible, but hopefully next year I'll do a lot better. But let's take a look. Alright, so the tomatoes completely gone, and as you can see the weeds have just moved on in. I haven't been tending it as much. I do have a trap over here, hopefully to catch one of those squirrels, but it never happened. What actually is in there is a cantaloupe, which I never mentioned that I planted, and they actually turned out quite well. Do not laugh at what is going on with these leaves. I have not been out here to tend them and take care of them, and it looks like to me they're all dying, all the brown and all the crispy. Here's what's left of the cucumbers. These things, I have no clue what happened, and I swear I was out here filming before, but those clips must have gotten lost. I actually fell in love with making this little device here to help the long vines grow in, and this still looks pretty alive. They're still growing. I tried all types of stuff to get these things off of the ground, and yeah, that actually is still pretty alive, still growing. The back half is definitely not. It's on its way out, but look at all these little, these are all cantaloupes that are coming in that I'll never get to enjoy because of I planted them way too late. There's so many, so many. So I've got that little one right there. There's also this fella right here. We've already eaten one, and it was one of the best cantaloupes I've ever eaten my entire life. So this is little. It's about the size of a you know, like a softball or something like that, but I'm hoping we can enjoy that. Yeah, I don't think any of this is going to grow. Here's the second raspberry bush. It definitely, or prickle, bushel, whatever you call them, starting to turn with the seasons, which is awesome. Rosemary, like all of these did very well. I only had to take from this once or twice so far. I haven't really been cooking with it. The oregano, no, this is the oregano, sorry. This is the, that's the Italian oregano. This is the mint. Yeah, the mint took off. Not as broad as I would like, but oh man, it still smells delicious. And the oregano here, see how they sprouted flowers? You're supposed to try and harvest them before they sprouted flowers, but I thought it was so beautiful and it was drawing in a lot of bees. I figured I'd help our pollinators, so that's why I let it keep growing the way it did. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this incredible 3 to 4 month journey with me. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also please help me make a better garden next year. I'll take any tips that you have whatsoever. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.